Great Debaters Contest is brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.
As Season 5 draws to a close, we are going to bring you the highlights of the Great Debaters Contest. I'm Austin Nyambok.
And I'm Mariam Bishar, and here is an inside look on what it takes to be a great debater. Enjoy.
It's time for us to really concentrate on what we want to do and what we want to be.
Historically, we can trace the establishment of the devolved government on the Second Lancaster House Conference held in 1962.
If these drugs are made legal, they would create employment.
It's because the system of education in Kenya, the 844, has equipped them with knowledge.
Now Meru region, I remember it was very chilly, but I think the debate stage was fairly heated. I don't know if you agree with me. What do you remember from Meru region? What was your standout moment?
It was an interesting journey to the place, first of all, There was a lot of, nice scenarios of wheat plantations and the rest. So we enjoyed it.
Wheat.
Who saw wheat here except my...
Meru.
Yes.
Okay.
Goodness, you did see, or you thought it was grass, maybe. I don't know if you guys...
Maybe we just
what I
don't know
remember
what
was
wheat
I saw an elephant crossing
the
road.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Wheat and elephants, okay.
Courtesy of GDC and person.
Yeah, so, back to the debates, though. I think I saw energy. Those guys were somehow, somewhere ready to debate and were waiting for us. We got there, and almost all the schools were already there, seated and waiting. And they were even singing songs, I remember. And so we got in there, and we knew that we were going to have a nice time. And just to speak generally, as you've asked, I think we were not disappointed. And I believe we left with a tie. Meru School and... Chogoria? Yes. That tells you that the levels of debates there were quite tough, and they really prepared, knowing very well they needed to win. And so we left there. It was a long conversation, back home, and really talking about how the debates were executed. So I think we were very proud. Yes.
That's very true. I think there was also a lot of controversial things that had been said on the Meru stage. I don't know if Judge Book wants to comment on that and what was her standout moment from Meru.
I think Meru was interesting. There was a lot of humor.
That rapist raped her. Do you know why? Because she had no fighting skills. What if she had fighting skills? The rapist could not...
Yes, there was.
A lot of humor. Some very serious debates as well. It was a mixed bag. But I think I remember the humor mostly. I remember, I think a number of times, I don't know why some of the debaters felt that they needed to address me personally and point out various...
Madam, will you leave your work to go and beat him there? Imagine the torture.
Receipt writing skills.
Yes.
Personal attack.
Personal attacks, but that was, I didn't mind it. That was their style. But as Maina said, I think the passion and the energy, you felt it in the room. I mean, these guys had so much energy and were very youthful. And it was exciting. I'm looking forward to going to Meru again, I just hope that this time they will direct some of the comments to Maina and to...
I think she almost got emotional at some point. The attacks were so quite direct.
Actually, can I direct a more general question, but it's related to the matter we're talking about, to Judge Major. Out of the three judges, Judge Major is rarely attacked.
True. Very true.
Rarely attacked. We'd hear quips about Minor, we'd hear quips about Judge Booker, but Judge Major is just there,
No, I think it's because if you attack Major, he'll come at you with all the mistakes, all the grammatical mistakes you've made in the past 5 years.
Do you threaten the kids?
I think it's the way he looks at them.
Oh, he's like, I got you.
Dare you.
Yeah, I think there's something unique about Nancy and Maina that makes the students
You have
refer to
nothing
them.
unique about yourself?
Maybe because I'm so serious, rarely do I smile. That is why they direct their personal attacks to... I don't know, actually, you can answer better.
No, why are you turning it on me now? Let's stick to you. Actually, the question was about the attacks. How do you think about it as a style of debate?
I'll not call them attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll not really call them attacks. You know, students like making reference to the environment. In fact, a good public speaker will make reference to the environment in which he or she is debating from or speaking from. So that if I'm speaking from this room, I think I can make reference to the microphone I'm holding, to the chairs I'm sitting on. That's good debating skills. Now, when they are making references to individuals, I think like Maina and Nancy, they're just making reference to the people who are in the audience at that particular moment. So I'll not say it's a bad debating skills. In fact, it's an awesome debating skills. Only that it must not be personal and it must not be negative. Because if it is negative, remember, it's a judge, so the judge can decide also to undermark you because there's something called ethics in debate also. You know, you need to observe ethics. In as much as you want to be comical, in as much as you want to drive your point home, you need to ensure that you're not offensive to anybody in the audience or intimidate anybody.
So I think it's to stay away from maybe to the folks in Meru, as much as they want to, talk to the audience and use what's around them. Perhaps, ethics as you've called them, maybe stay away from very pedestrian arguments. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah,
and a bit of a euphemism every once in a while wouldn't hurt as well.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't make them intimidated or scared. I think for me, I enjoyed them. I just asked myself, why am I such an easy target? Is it because I smile too much? So maybe going forward, I'll be a lot more serious as I look at them. But let's not condemn it wholesome. I think there is some excitement that it also brings. And part of it is also to tell you that, to get your attention. That, because they know that at the end of the day, their scores are dependent on how they perform. And so they would, every once in a while, want to draw your attention to it. To whatever it is that they're saying. So it's a style. I guess the only concern is don't overuse it, because then, somebody sits back and asks, okay, well, that's interesting.
Any standout debater from Meru?
I think the first speaker from Meru School really stood out. I think his height complemented, just the way
I have a
he
liking
really
for
stood
people
out.
with height.
No,
I've noticed.
they're not intimidated by the stage somehow. If you're short and the stage is almost, we have to lift. I'm not trying to make personal attacks here, but but he was very confident. Maybe because he was home and most of the students inside the hall were, students he has been addressing. I understood he was also a captain in the school.
Okay.
And he really spoke out, with confidence, and we listened. There was a lot of attention paid to him as he was talking. So I think for me, he also had a good voice. All across the team, by the way. Yes, he also had a good voice.
Citizenry is responsible for the insecurity in the country. Yes. I totally agree. They are.
He commanded the room. He opens his mouth to speak, and you have no choice but to listen. So that worked for him.
I think that's fair enough. That's our wrap for Meru region, perhaps our warmest region, even though it was very chilly.
The Constitution states that no more than 2/3 of each gender should be in each assembly.
Our Kenya Defense Forces are in Somali. What are they doing there? Trying to keep up security in that country.
Procreate, fill the earth so that we get even people to protect even the nation.
This devolution was once introduced in 1963 and failed terribly. Is that where we want to go back to, Kenyans?
The devolved government has given ground for women to express themselves.
The retirement age should be lowered to 50 to curb unemployment.
Governors are seriously improving their counties as they want to be the best.
Central government now, it has been brought closer to its people.
From there on, we moved on to us in Gishu County and Eldoret, to be more specific. 1 out of 10, everyone aside from me, rate Eldoret.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it will be difficult to pick a number because there are varieties. But
you average it.
Let me pick 6. Let me pick 6. Yeah, above average, that is. So 6 will be a fair number. Eldoret was an interesting region. On a serious note, the level of debates, interesting. We have Moi Girls Eldoret, who also debated. Kapsabet boys, those boys are smart. When it comes to arguing, when it comes to debating, I think at one point Moi Girls knew they are going to clinch the title. But now Kapsabet replaced them. that is a good spirit of competition because you go with an expectation of winning. But if someone replaces you, and the teacher was excited, and the teacher said the boys are well read, the boys are well research, or rather do good research, and that was an added advantage to them. They're good speakers. Beautiful region. Although we also had extremes, and we had people in the people who are average when it comes to debating skills. But on a scale of 1 to 6, I've said I'll pick number 6. The other judges maybe.
I would add a point on top of that. I'll give them a 7. 2 reasons. One, it was a new region. And, we went there saying maybe they will not disappoint, maybe they will do better. And they did what we expected. The second thing is that I think there was another level of research and preparedness that we had not expected. Some of the debaters that came, caught in the debates because of how prepared they were and how they were, giving out their summations all across. That means they were well prepared, and they were, I think they had really caught the preparedness that was given in during the training, and they came and executed it very well. And so for me, a 7 would do.
Could I just say something about Eldoret also? Sacho, I remember Sacho High School, and Sacho was a good school, and they had good debaters. But the first debater outstood or outshone the rest, I think because maybe of experience. He's been on the GDC platform before.
What path is humanity leading? Are we going to kill people? That's the question I'm asking. For those who are good with nature and historical nature, let me take you 100 years ago. 2 people, 2 Germans, under the regime of Nazi reign of Adolf Hitler, came up with a book, Destroy Unworthy Life, of euthanasia.
But what he lacked was actually team. And the problem with most schools, and I hope schools will address this, is the issue of lack of teamwork. And the basic thing that when one team leaves the school and another team takes over, they bring the levels of debate down. We don't want a debate to be about individuals. A debate is about teamwork. And if you're able to nurture other talents, then you make a better debater. And so the debaters who have left, for example, they can come back and help train the other debaters, and the ability to form a team. Remember, an individual can't really win a debate. It's the team that will win a debate. Otherwise, we'd be having just one individual standing to debate, or it just being a public speech forum where a person stands and gives his or her opinion.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned Sacho High School, because Sacho has been with the great debaters for a long time. I remember even before we went to regions, they would come all the way from Eldoret on the day of the debate just to come to Nairobi and to do what they have. So we hope to see Sacho in all the Eldoret schools. But Buka, what's your rating? 1 to 10?
7. I'll give them a 7. This was their first time, and they did very well. I think you look at the scores, for the various schools, and most of the scores are in the 70s or the higher 60s. Of course, Kapsabet boys, stood out. And one of the things that worked for them, and I remember we talked about this even as we judged them, was the teamwork. Very good teamwork. I remember Guantai. I can't forget him. He had the presence. Very good mastery of language. One of the things I remember him saying is, let's not reshuffle, let's leave reshuffling to poker games. It was a motion, I think, about reshuffling
to what?
Poker games.
Oh, poker.
The motion was something to do with, reshuffling of cabinet secretaries increases efficiency or something like that.
Take, for example, the splendid method of agentsification. What is agentsification? Agentsification is a simple formula of incorporating market principles into the political structure. If you're the best, you get the best. If you're not the best, you get out. That is why I tell you one thing. Let us leave this issue of reshuffling to simple card games like poker.
And then there was Tony and there was Meroka. The 3 of them worked very well together and they gelled. There was, good chemistry, good teamwork, and that really propelled them to where they got to.
The government of South Korea reshuffled its government officials. After reshuffling, they saw great improvement in the warfare department. South Korea actually amazed America by coming up with nuclear warheads. America never saw that coming, thanks to reshuffling.
Someone corrupt is put into his post. He is sent home abruptly. He was the sole breadwinner. I want us to imagine ourselves as the child to this person. Your dad or mom comes home one day and tells you, son, we must move out. You're being sent to the cold because of someone corrupt.
But I think one of the things that also this, traversing the various regions, that's for us, is to be able to appreciate different cultures and the diversity. I think one of the things that we witnessed in Eldoret was the hospitality. You can see they're very excited.
Commendable.
It was very cold when we got there, but we were received so warmly that we even forgot about the cold. But I think one of the things we witnessed in Eldoret was the excitement, and the ownership of the whole process. It was interesting that at any time we got a break and we stepped out of the hall, that students would hang around us and ask us, what to expect, even those that were not debating, asking us when the next season is coming on and how they can perfect their skills. Some of them talking to us about the areas where they feel inadequate and how what advice do we have, to make them better the next time. And, the teachers, I think even at some point they were saying, next time you come to this region, come to our school. And that, the excitement, speaks of something. And I think one of the things that was raised earlier is one of the things that makes a good debater is being passionate about what you're talking about. And that is something that's a plus for that particular region.
Okay, gun to your head, one word answer, your favorite school in Eldoret, Major.
The best school, Moi Girls Eldoret.
Moi Girls
In as much as
Eldoret.
they didn't clinch the title in the region, Moi Girls Eldoret.
Okay. Minor.
Moi Girls Eldoret.
Buka.
Kapsabet Boys.
Kapsabet Boys. Austin.
Moi Girls Eldoret.
Why Moi Girls Eldoret? Now, I'll be very fair to Kapsabet. They deserve the title. Awesome debate as at the time of presentation. Now, we've been to Moi Girls, I think, twice during the pre-visit. Not really pre-visit, during the workshops we've been there. And we've interacted with the debaters. One thing or the other made them not clinch the title, in my opinion, which they could have very well deserved. Interact with the students outside the debate sessions, outside the debate forum, and and look at them during the debates, and you'll see that we are dealing with enthusiastic students who are eager to learn. I remember even one sent me a mail, what can I do to better my debating skills? You see, there's a lot more to just appearing on stage. There's that aspect of eagerness, there is that aspect of determination. And that's why I picked on them. I remember even another one sent me a chat on Facebook. The question was simple, again, what she was asking is, do you think that we are going to win the title? And I told her, I hope so. And the question was hope, then so many question marks after the word hope. And I said, yes, hope, because it all depends on you. The enthusiasm, the determination, the eagerness to clinch the title, and just appearing on stage. That's why I picked on the school.
Why I picked on that school is what happened after the results were announced. Normally, after you've lost it, I mean, even if you was the second in position, you will not be happy. But they were quite confident, and they came and, they accepted the results very well. And they said, now, next time, we shall be the ones taking it. I mean, I never saw that across many other regions. Some of them would grant and then just run away or something of that sort. But they were there saying, okay, are there areas we need to move? And they went on very well. In other words, moved on, and I loved that. I mean, for me, that's now team spirit.
So they took the loss with pride and started thinking of the next step immediately. Okay, Kapsabet Boys, why?
Yeah, I think I even remember the three debaters by name. Gwantai, Gitonga, Meroka, and Tony. But for me, the teamwork that they demonstrated was, out of this world. I have never seen, a group of three young men, very articulate, very neat, even as they approach the stage. Of course, again, from a very, even when, in the rebuttals, again, do it with a lot of maturity. For me, that really stood out. And I like the fact that, even after their win, they didn't load it on everybody else. They took it in stride and in humility and were, talking to the other schools and encouraging them. Who does that? Many schools, after they clinch the title, it's the time for them to jump into their bus and, go away and clinch the victory. But, and I look at those three guys and I can't wait to see them taking up leadership positions in this country.
I think I agree with you. That's also why I picked Kapsabet. It's a 1, 2, 3, show win.
Yeah.
It gets better. There's no pendulum from debater 1 to 3. It was very consistent. Yeah.
I'll be the second opposer and rebuttal that argument. Moi Girls Eldoret, even after their loss, they took it with humility. That was the first point.
Dramatic pause.
Yes, of course. But to me, I love the argument. And you see, we usually have the opportunity to actually just be on the sides while the debate is going, you and I. You could, even when it was not the debate, there was this young lady from Eldoret who actually debated later, who was seated right there, and you'd see her so involved in a debate of another school. So there, no. Call the other friend, no. As in, they're so involved, and that enthusiasm. For me personally, I would have loved if they clinched it so we could see them again.
You can reshuffle a government official according to their good performance.
We want a state that will be ruled according to how the people feel that it is.
Why are they displacing the poorest of citizens without compensation for their own benefits?
Innovation has led to the improvement and to also inventions of more security and tracking devices.
You've heard all it takes to make this show great. I am Austin Yimbok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. Catch us tomorrow for more highlights from all over the country.
The Great Debaters Contest was brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.